Consequence basically means outcome or result of your actions. Are all consequences bad? No, there are good consequences. An example of a consequence might be if you're at school all day and you're really mad and you're really angry and you're throwing paper at the teachers, which I don't suggest you do, then there'd be some sort of consequence for doing that. Now, the reason why I go around talking with young people, firstly, is because I think that it's really important for you guys and girls to understand the lifelong consequences a person faces when they suffer a serious injury. Another reason why I go around talking with young people is because when I was 19, it was a year after I left high school, I'd been out drinking with some mates one night. It was about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, left the group that I was with, thought I'd catch a train to another suburb. Got to the train station, no trains come, so I jumped down on the tracks and started walking. Got about 100 metres down the track and a train had terminated, stopped for the night on a separate line. So I started throwing rocks at it, trying to smash the windows. One of the rocks that I threw actually rebounded back and hit me on the side of the head. It hit me that hard, it fractured my skull and knocked me out. Next thing I remember is waking up in hospital on a life support. When the doctors took me off the life support, that's when they told me that I'd been run over by a train. So as a result, I lost my right arm above the elbow. I lost my middle. Middle and index fingers off my left hand. But as well as that, they told me that my right leg had been amputated below the knee. All right, so if this didn't happen, I wouldn't be here today talking with you. It's up to you to make the smarter choice. It's up to you to make the safer choice. It's a bit like riding a bike with a helmet. What's the idea of a helmet? What does a helmet do? Protect you from injury. So if I've got a helmet on and I'm riding down the street and I fall off, I won't break my arm. Is that right? No. So what does a helmet protect? Yep. Protect your head. What does your head protect? Your skull. What does your skull protect? Your brain. Very good. I knew we'd get there sooner or later. The idea of the helmet is to protect your brain. See, people don't realise this. If you're riding your bike down the street and you're not wearing a helmet, and just say you fall off your bike and you hit your head on the road or on the footpath, if you hit it hard enough, your brain starts to swell. If that swelling's not relieved, unfortunately, that's where cases where people can lose their life or they suffer brain injuries. I've heard so many excuses why young people don't wear helmets when they ride a bike. Some people say they get an itchy head, or they think that it looks silly, or they don't want to mess up their hair. But the idea of their helmet is to protect your brain and to keep you safe. And it's the same thing with the yellow line at the train station. It's there for your safety. Staying safe at the train station could be as simple as standing back from the yellow line, waiting for the train to stop, doors to open, let everybody hop off first, and then you hop on. One of the hardest things for me to learn after my accident was all those people I used to go out drinking with, all those people I used to go out doing stupid things with, they weren't my friends. Because when I needed them, they weren't there for me. Real friends are there for you in the good times, but they're there for you in the bad times as well. A real friend won't call you a dog or a wuss or a coward or a chicken because you don't want to do something stupid. A real friend will look out for you. Choose your friends wisely, because in a lifetime, you're lucky if you ever have a small handful of really close friends. The decisions and choices that we make in life impact many more people than just ourselves. Just before the train ran over me, he released the emergency brakes. That way the wheels rolled over me and it didn't skid over me. That saved my life. 2 years ago, I went through, it was pouring down rain and I could hardly see through the window, and I drove through a roundabout and I just clipped this car. I did that 2 years ago, and nobody was hurt. The lady was fine in the car. I was fine. Everyone was fine. Just a bit of scratches on the car. 2 years on, every time I come to a roundabout, I'm always looking like this because I don't want the same thing to happen. If something so small has impacted me for 2 years, imagine what the train driver went through. If I ran over one of you guys in the street, I couldn't jump in my car and drive to work and pretend nothing happened. Well, what about the train driver? He radioed through to the guard and he said to the guard, "I think I just ran over someone. Can you go back and check?" The guard had to jump down on the tracks, run 200 metres down the tracks and see what was left. That's something that I couldn't get out of my mind very easily. You know, you've got the young police officer who sat with me. You've got the doctors, the nurses. But most of all, my mum and dad. You know, mum and dad, at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 police officers knocked on the door. And they said to Mum, "Is your son's name Jonathan Beninca?" And she's like, "Yeah, what has he done?" And they said, "Oh, he's been run over by a train and it looks like he's going to die." People don't think this stuff is going to happen to them. When I was in high school, when I was in year 10, we had 3 police officers come out one day. And one of the police officers said, "You know, by the time you're 21, 3 of you will be dead, 4 of you will be seriously injured," and, you know, whatever else he rattled off. And I looked around the classroom, and there was only like 40 or 50 of us in there. And I looked around and I thought, no one's going to die. No one's going to be seriously injured. I thought, what a load of rubbish. I thought, that's not going to happen to us. I didn't even have to reach 21. I was 19 when I lost my arm and leg. I had a really good friend, Peter, die when he was 20. A kid from the year below us, really, really nice, happy young bloke. Everybody loved him. Really nice young man. He was hit by a car and killed instantly. He just ran across the street. I couldn't believe what had happened. You know, what that police officer said was right. You know, you can't control what other people do out there. If you're walking down the street and a car swerves off the road and runs you over and puts you in a wheelchair, you can't do anything about that. You don't have any control over that. You can only take control over things that you do. So if you ride a bike, it equals wear a helmet. No ifs or buts. You will be preventing all this stuff from happening to your friends or to yourself. And you know, 10, 15 seconds worth of fun, it's not worth a lifetime of punishment. Thanks for your time and have a great afternoon, everybody. Thank you.